And to just drill in a little deeper here, the LLMs, the large language models, are just that. They are language models. So keep that in mind. What that means is its goal is it predicts language patterns. It predicts the next word. It's not necessarily predicting what you feel about that next word or what you want to then happen based on that next word. It's just doing that. You can use text, images, and human knowledge to train the LLMs. It's very good just at looking at pictures, looking at text, and then assimilating that into its knowledge. The reasoning and logic behind your standard LLMs, they use probability, statistics, and linguistics. Very straightforward, but it's all of that is sort of subjective, we'll say. The output is plausible conversational responses. It doesn't need to be the most ironclad, absolutely right, 100%. It just needs to be plausible. And then its strength is in ideation, creating new ideas and talking about things and maybe getting a different perspective. Summarization, it's really good at that, as well as just general communication using best practices. But its weakness is that it can be wrong, but it can sound right. And the thing about the LLMs is that they're very, very good at sounding right and being confident in their response, even though they can be very, very wrong. And just to run down the industry model real quick to give you a kind of side by side, we're talking about a physics-based model. So gravity, all of the things that exist in our current world that are physics-based can be accounted for in CAD modeling software, and now our AI needs to have access to that. It needs to predict the next physical state, not the next word. It needs to predict the next physical state. The training data that we use is physics, actual things that we can input into the AI so that it will understand physics, geometry, constraints, real world data, GIS information, for example. Reasoning and logic, we have physics, spatial, and causality. So very, very logical and specific. And the output needs to be physically valid, and our outcomes need to be testable. We can't just throw stuff at the wall and hope it looks good and that we have 6 fingers instead of 5, whatever our thing is with AI. So the strength with the industry world model is accuracy. We can validate that accuracy and revalidate it, and we can simulate real world physics on our parts. The weakness, however, is that it requires structured inputs, meaning that you can't just tell it to go create a thing. You have to really structure your input, your prompts well, and the compute that's required to achieve that outcome is more, it's higher. We're talking about more levels of complexity. So that's the basic just determination between these two models. And again, we're using the industry world model for these SOLIDWORKS AI tools.